Alright, we're doing it. It's West Coast Trail time. We're on our way from Calgary to Port Renfrew to tackle 75 kilometers of the Pacific Rim National Park. The trail was built in 1907 to rescue survivors of shipwrecks from what's known as the graveyard of the Pacific. So it should be pretty exciting to explore that area because there are some pieces of shipwrecks all along the trail. Just making sure our park passes are in order, and we got to sit through a quick mandatory orientation. Then we're good to go. So here we are, day one of the West Coast Trail. We're starting in Port Renfrew at the Gordon River Trailhead. We got to catch a ferry over to the trailhead, so that's something to keep in mind when you're planning your trip, to make sure that you catch the ferry on time. You can also start the West Coast Trail from the north end if that's something that you'd prefer to do. You'd start in Bamfield instead and head south to Port Renfrew. We find it's much better to start south and head north, because we're going to get the more difficult sections over first. Pause here for a quick mugshot, and here we go. Onward and upward into the BC rainforest. We're starting at kilometer 75, and we're going to work our way down. So far it is amazing. It's super beautiful, lush rainforest. There's a lot of mud, a lot of tree roots, but super beautiful. Get to try our hand out on our first ladder systems here and see how we do. I'm gonna go one-handed like a crazy man. Two kilometers in already, not so bad. Just gonna check out this donkey engine here, and some more beautiful BC rainforest. So we made it here to the donkey engine, about 3.5 kilometers in to the start of the trail. It's actually super beautiful here. No rain on us. It is definitely difficult, especially with a 50-pound pack. A little bit of drama in our group. One of our members already fell off the top of a ladder system, about 30 feet or so. Just sheer luck that she's not injured badly. So we're going to continue on here from this donkey engine out to Thrasher Cove and see if we can make an adventure of it. So here we are at a little junction here for Thrasher Cove, that away, and that's where we're going to be going. Or a lot of hikers will just continue on to Camper Bay. And if you can see in the distance there, I don't know, that's kilometer 70. We made it to kilometer 70, and coming from Port Renfrew at the Gordon River, where we took the ferry. So we're pretty pumped to head down to Thrasher, get some beach, some sun, some surf, and set up camp and just relax. It's been good.
I'm ready to take a break.
This is my second time down at this beach at Thrasher Cove, and both times it's been like vacation. Beautiful sun, the waves crashing in, and I love this campsite. Definitely recommend it.
So for the first day on the West Coast Trail, wasn't too bad. We didn't get any rain, it was beautiful weather. My shoulders are really sore. Other than that, I'm tip-top. My legs are good. My feet are perfect. They stayed perfectly dry. All I had was ankle socks and my Morel shoes, and my feet were totally comfortable. My pack is heavy and uncomfortable, but as comfortable as it can be, I guess, for just being shy of 50 pounds. And we're bedding down here at Thrasher Cove. We got a fire going, we got food cooking, and I think the weather's gonna be great, so we're getting pretty lucky. And all in all, day one was a success. We'll see what tomorrow has in store for us. We're gonna be tackling the beach, the boulders, to get to Owen Point.
Each campsite usually has its own bear bins and these awesome composting toilet systems, so it's not too rough. Here we are, day two. We've got our work cut out for us. We are going to hammer through these gigantic boulders. It's wet, it's rainy, and whatever. We're still fresh, feeling good, so we're gonna make an adventure of it. The most important thing with all of this section of the trail is to time the tides properly. We have to hit Owen Point at fairly low tide, so you really want to study your tide charts and plan your trip around that. And yeah, I mean, check this out. Be careful. These rocks are wet and slimy, and we're gonna take some falls, I bet. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be worth it. Lots of little critters. West Coast Trail. We got through that section relatively unscathed. A few of us shed some blood, but for the most part, we're all intact. And time for a little lunch break and continue on and see what this trail has in store for us. Here we are at Owen Point. This is only accessible at low tides, so it's definitely worth doing. You guys should make sure you follow the tide tables and plan to hit this at low tide, then you can explore these cool caves.
Aquarium here?
Another aquarium?
Yeah.
Sweet. Let's see this. Oh! Oh shit! Patrick! Are you okay?
Whoa!
I think I got that on video.
Whoa!
And here we are back to mud bogging and boardwalks and rainforest adventures. I've got this Manfrotto monopod with my GoPro on the end of it, and it's great. I use it as a walking stick and also my camera recording device.
So we're settling down here in Camper Bay. Today was definitely the most difficult day, and probably will be the most difficult day of all the days we're going to do here. We climbed the boulders right out of Thrasher Cove. Those were definitely super difficult. It was drizzling on us all morning, so we were all soaking wet, and we tackled a few surge channels and had a couple falls. I haven't fallen yet, but we also got a taste of some mud bogs because out of or after the boulders at Owen Point, we walk the shelf a little bit and then you have to head back inland, and it's muddy up in there. So we got dirty, we got wet, we got sore, and then to finish off the day, we got to ride a cable car, this cable car right here, and we've got a nice little campsite here. We chose a secluded one from the rest of the people because last night at Thrasher was loud. The waves were really close and super loud, and the campsite was crowded, and the people were kind of loud too, up a little late. So tonight's going to be a good sleep, hopefully. It's a lot colder out today, or this evening. The wind is really cold, so I'm bundling up a bit more tonight. Last night I was boiling hot, so I don't think that's going to be the case tonight. That's it. It was all drizzly today, so I didn't do any audio diary. So this is your only audio for today, and we're just cooking supper and probably going straight to bed. I might explore the surge channel around the point to see if I want to tackle that tomorrow, but at least the hard part's done. Let's see what tomorrow has in store.
Here we are, day 3, up and at 'em early again, and again to make the low tides so that we can get through these surge channels like this one here, and then low tides again to get down into Sandstone Creek. This is us cruising up Sandstone Creek, which is an awesome place to go. The books don't talk about this anymore, and the orientation doesn't talk about this anymore, but I think the guides still do these sections of the trail, and definitely recommend this part of the trail. But you have to be careful, gotta keep in mind those tides so you don't get stuck or stranded.
So yesterday was by far the most difficult day of all of the days, and I'm sure of all the days we're gonna face. The boulders out of Thrasher were pretty difficult, and so today was a nice treat.
Oh my god.
Coming out of Camper Bay, we decided to do the beach. Most people don't do the beach because of the surge channel hazards. we did the beach and it was awesome. It's the only way to go. You just have to watch the tides. Have to do those search channels at low tide. And then it's a shelf walk. I much prefer it over this mud bogging. And then you take Sandstone Creek, you hike up the creek, back to this trail, the inland trail, and then you're back in the forest. We just finished doing a whole bunch of big ladders to get across Cullite. And this is where we are now, on our way to Walbran. I think we're coming up on Logan Creek, so suspension bridge and more ladders up ahead. I'm done with ladders, so I'm not too excited about more ladders. All in all though, today I feel much better. Last night was a good sleep over at Camper Bay. Had a nice fire, and this is the West Coast Trail, I guess. This is our day 3, and I got a water hazard. Whoa. Big steps. It's nice to have long legs, but you can still fall. So, on to Walbran, the adventure continues.
Here we are at Logan Creek Suspension Bridge. It's pretty awesome. Great for if you're afraid of heights. And great for some awesome views. Don't worry, it's built solid. And then we are going to venture on to more ladders. Walbran, definitely one of my favorite campsites on the West Coast Trail. You can get a bath here in the little pond, and it's always a beautiful campsite.
All right, so this is day 4. We made it this far. Walbran is still my favorite campsite. It was beautiful. Yesterday, got to go for a swim and get soaked up and bathe in the water here next to camp. It was nice and sunny, so we suntanned for a little bit. I feel okay. I'm a little bit sore all over, but still in pretty good shape. It's been nice and warm sleeping. We zip our sleeping bags together, at least the tops. These don't really go together. This is a mech bag and this is a McKinley, so they don't zip together well. The tent is amazing. It's the Big Agnes Seed House super light 3-man. So everything's going good. We're going to tackle day 4 here to get to some burgers and beer at Chez Monique. And yesterday was the best day by far. Great beach hike. Then we had to jump down into the mouth of Sandstone Creek and hike up Sandstone to get back into inland. On the beach though, I got lucky and found my glass buoy that I was looking for back in 2010. I didn't find one. This year found one, so I'm pretty stoked about that. And I don't know. The forest was good. We did the Logan Creek suspension bridge. There was a little bit of mud here and there. Big ladders everywhere. So that was yesterday. Yesterday was full of everything, and it was pretty awesome. The weather has been awesome. Just that drizzle around Owen Point on our
Are you gonna have a mocha?
our second day out.
No.
So now we're gonna make some breakfast,
I
some
can't
hot
get
drinks,
self-service.
get packed up, and head to our destination. Today is gonna be Cribs Creek after Shipwrecks, where we're gonna have lunch. I'm tired. It's gonna be fun. Bye-bye.
Here we are back to hiking on the shelf again. It's definitely awesome hiking this shelf. You can explore underwater here. Clam fields, raccoon, and all sorts of adventures out here. It's just beautiful. We're lucking out with this weather. And onward we go. West Coast trailing.
So I'm doing the beach boogie right now, en route to Shipwrecks. This is supposed to be the difficult part in the sand. It's not too bad. I'm in my flip-flops, so I don't sink in too bad. A little bit of an eventful morning. We lost 2 members of our crew. We phoned in an evac this morning out of Walbran for Deanne and Morgan. Deanne took a really bad spell or fall off of a ladder, and she kept going. Made it all the way to Walbran. You know, her knees were cut up. She was pretty beat up from it all, and waking up this morning just stiffened right up. So she couldn't continue. She's definitely a trooper though. So Morgan took off with her. And we've been doing the beach route out of Walbran. And way off in the distance there is Shipwrecks and the lighthouse. It looks kind of close from here, but I think it's going to take me an hour at least to get over there. And just been doing the shelf here, exploring the tide pools. There's these clam fields, whatever you call them, chasing crabs around. It's pretty fun. I took my first fall like 10 minutes ago on flat ground. I basically did the splits on the slimy shelf. Kind of caught me off guard, but I'm not hurt. So this is day 4 for West Coast Trail, and pretty soon I'll be having a burger. And then on to the lighthouse and set up camp at Cribs. Good times.
Here we are at Shipwrecks. Definitely awesome. Make sure you bring lots of cash. You're gonna regret it if you don't have it. Great place to stock up. on candy or whatever you want to bring. But right away, we're heading on over here to the lighthouse, check out some scenery, get a little bit of history on this place, and take some time in the friendship circle here.
So here we are at Cribbs Creek campground. It was a good hike today. It was a really good hike. A lot of beach hiking and a tiny bit of forest hiking. Not much to report. Got to chase crabs around and go for a shower here or a bath here at Cribbs Creek, and we tested out the ocean. It's painfully cold. I feel good, a little stiff, but pretty good. There's a bunch of buoys out there. Jeff and Patrick decided to have a buoy toss, so that was our entertainment for tonight. There's a nice breakwater here between us and the ocean waves. It's gonna be a bit quieter, which is nice. And it's kind of packed at this campsite. There's a lot of people. It's been a good West Coast trail so far. It's too bad that we lost two hikers out of our group, but we continue on. There's eagles flying all around us too. It's really kind of cool. And the sun's setting, and I am going to go to bed. Tomorrow is Tsusiat Falls, and a lot of kilometers, probably around I think 16 kilometers, but all the hard stuff is behind us. We're smart, got it done first, and it was definitely difficult. Now we're on vacation.
Day 5, and we are just trucking along. You guys aren't going to get much for audio diarrhea on this day because I just am bagged. This is a long kilometer day, and it's exhausting, and maybe I got a little bit lazy. But we'll jump some search channels and still continue our adventure and have some fun. There's a little section here that you can bypass if you want to, but we decided to be brave and monkey on down the ropes. It's a lot of fun. I recommend getting a little crazy. This is Nit Nat Narrows, your second ferry crossing. Bring that cash because you're going to want to feast while you wait for your ferry to get across the Narrows. back on the trail, pounding out more kilometers to get to Tsusiat Falls. Again, if you can plan the low tides, you can hang out here at the hole in the wall. It's actually really scenic. It's awesome, and I highly recommend this one. And we finally made it to Tsusiat Falls. I'm bagged and I'm gonna go straight to bed. And here we are, day 6. Bright and early, heading on out of Tsusiat Falls. Beautiful campground, but we've got ground we need to cover. Ladders. Lots and lots of enormous ladders. They're fun to start off with, but you get sick of them real quick. Always make sure you have time for the buoy toss competition and checking out the shipwrecks, like this giant anchor and this boiler from the Michigan that sank over 100 years ago, I think.
So, Cribs was a really nice campground. There's a breakwater that separates us from the ocean, and Patrick and Jeff had their buoy toss. They did buoy toss all throughout the trail and got to test out the ocean. It's freezing, and then we made our way out to Tsusiat Falls from Cribs. It was a long haul. It was nice though, because we got to go to the ferry at Nit Nat Narrows and have some crab or halibut or salmon at 25 bucks a pop. See the process of killing the crabs. It's pretty cool. And stock up on some pop and chips and chocolate bars. And then back onto the trail into the forest on the other side of the ferry. And then lots of forest and lots of beach, lots of everything. Got to chase a little martin out onto the shelf. Gave me a good workout, little bastard. And we did some rope action over a cliff that we had to rappel down. Betty went around on a ladder. Bit smarter that way. And then lots and lots of beach walking. We had to cover 17 kilometers. It was brutal. But we finally made it to Hole in the Wall. It was beautiful. Approaching sunset. I was way too exhausted to play around. So we made our way to the falls. And the falls are amazing. The campground was crowded. but it was still beautiful. I didn't shower. We were too tired. Just went straight to bed. And then that was that. That was probably the hardest day. Day 5 was the hardest day for me. The technical stuff, like the surge channels, the ropes, the boulders, that stuff isn't that difficult for me. It's the long haul with the pack that's difficult, especially through the sand. Not fun. Beautiful, but super tiring. And I don't know. And we made our way to Michigan for our last night. Michigan was beautiful. On the way to Michigan, we got to see the anchor in the rocks. Up there. And that was yesterday. Got to see black bear with little baby cubs out on the beach by the boiler, by the Michigan boiler, which went down in 1893. And I don't know, we saw deer the day before. And I don't know. All in all, it's been pretty good. So we are heading out of Michigan. Last night was really cool because we got a good show from the whales. The gray whales are out in around Michigan hanging out. And we're at kilometer 12, so 12 kilometers to go. And we'll be in Banfield having a hot shower. My body feels great though. Just a little bit sore, but no pain. And the pack doesn't really feel lighter, but I think it is. Minus all that food. We definitely packed excess food. And I guess that's a good thing. But if there's one thing I missed, I'd say it was a micro towel. We didn't bring a towel of any sorts. And the only other thing that I would have done differently is brought extra pair of socks, probably 2 extra pair of socks, and some cigars, and maybe some rum. That would have completed the trip. Things to leave behind. I don't know. I don't think I would do this trip again with a big SLR camera, even though I do love the photography. These little GoPros are a much smarter idea. They weigh nothing. Stick them on the end of a monopod. That's your walking stick. What else did I bring that I didn't use? I don't know, I used pretty much everything. So I don't regret anything. Just more socks. And that's it. We make our way out to Banfield. And we saw a million of these things, banana slugs, and they're huge. Ooh. You step on them, and they come in different colors. Some are all jet black. Apparently you can eat them if you're hungry. I'm not hungry.
That's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and the very last bridge of the West Coast Trail. Back to civilization.
So we made it off the West Coast Trail, and we're here in Bamfield now. It's really beautiful in Bamfield. We spent the night at Woods End Landing cottages. They're really amazing. So yesterday was our final trek off the trail. It was not difficult at all. Nice and easy inland trail to get out. We hiked about 12 kilometers from Michigan, and there was a little sea lion lookout that we ventured out to, and I got to jump my last surge channel. Got to see some sea lions, and I don't know, I'm glad to be out, glad to be done. I'm just a little bit sore, but no pain at all. I actually feel really good. It was a good 7 days out there, but I'm definitely done. The weather was amazing for the entire trip. We really got lucky. We didn't get rained on. We got drizzle day 2 around the boulders in Owen Point. It was pretty drizzly out. It was basically rain. So I got to test out the Arc'teryx then, because I was soaking wet, but I stayed nice and warm. So today we're gonna venture on across this inlet back to mainland here at Bamfield to catch up with the Juan de Fuca express boat. It's going to take us all the way to Port Renfrew, and along the way we get to hopefully see some whales, some sea lions, and check out the coast that we just finished hiking. All in all, it was a successful West Coast Trail 2013. I'm sure I'll be back again. Peace.